INFJ, let's cut the bullshit for a second. You've been told you're too sensitive, too emotional, too intense. But let me flip the script. You're not too much, you're too powerful. Most people never talk about your other side, the dangerous side. The side that doesn't need to shout to be heard. The side that shifts the atmosphere of a room just by walking in. The side that looks gentle on the surface, but beneath that calm carries a strength forged in fire. Why? Because you see too much. You know too much. You feel too much and you love too much. Until the moment you don't, and that's when the world finally learns the truth. Your silence is sharper than any blade. Your absence is a battlefield. And your final "no more" is the most devastating sentence a soul can receive. You are a paradox, healer and destroyer, soft heart and steel spine, mystery and clarity all wrapped into one rare being. And that balance, that dangerous balance, is what makes you unforgettable. So, tonight we're diving into the side of you the world misunderstands, the dangerous side. Not the watered-down memes, not the stereotypes, but the raw, bone-deep truth of why INFJs are the rarest, most underestimated storm walking this earth. And if you're with me, if this feels like I'm whispering your own thoughts back into your bones, then stay. Read all the way through. And when something cracks you open, drop your story in the comments. My INFJ friend, I'll be there reading, answering, and holding space with you. Because this isn't a lecture. It's a late-night confession, warrior to warrior, flame to flame. 1. The silent weapon. When kindness becomes power, they look at your kindness and think, easy target. They see your patience, your listening, your gentle nods, and they assume it's weakness. They mistake your silence for submission, your softness for surrender. But here's what they don't understand. Your kindness is not compliance. It's control. When you choose to meet the world with gentleness, you're not bowing down. You're disarming. You're lowering their armor so you can see what's underneath. And while they think they're in control, you're already mapping the truth behind their words. You see their cracks, their insecurities, their lies, their wounds, their bullshit. That's your silent weapon, awareness. The power of watching without announcing, of knowing without needing to prove it. Because here's the thing, nothing is more dangerous than the one who sees everything and says nothing. Silence is not your cage, it's your blade. It cuts cleaner than confrontation because it leaves people haunted by the thought, what do they know about me? And that's the paradox of your power, my INFJ friend. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to expose them. You don't need revenge. Your very ability to see clearly and then choose peace over war unsettles them more than any fight ever could. Kindness in your hands is not naivety, it's strategy. It's mastery. It's proof that softness and strength are not opposites, they are one and the same. My INFJ friend, has anyone ever mistaken your softness for weakness, only to discover later that you'd seen right through them the entire time? I'd love to hear your story below. 2. The INFJ brutality, the finality of walking away. Let's talk about the brutality no one ever sees coming from you. Because you're the one who stays. You love harder than anyone else in the room. You forgive when you shouldn't. You give chance after chance after chance until your own bones ache from carrying the weight. People get used to it. They get comfortable. They start thinking, she never leave. He'll never stop loving me. They'll always be here no matter what. But here's the truth they don't want to face. You have a breaking point. And when you hit it, it's not fire and screaming. It's not drama or revenge, it's silence. And that silence is brutal. Because when you walk away, it's not with hate, it's with indifference. And indifference is colder than hate could ever be. Hate still acknowledges their existence. Indifference erases it. That's the INFJ brutality, the quiet execution of connection. No spectacle, no warning shot. Just absence, and the absence echoes louder than any goodbye. And here's what cuts deepest. The ones you leave behind never see it coming. They thought your endless love was a guarantee. They mistook your patience for permanence. But when you decide the line has been crossed one too many times, you sever the thread. And once cut, it doesn't get tied back together. It's the paradox of being an INFJ. You'll pour oceans into someone who's drowning, until the day you realize they're pulling you under on purpose. That's the moment you choose yourself. That's the moment you walk. And when you walk, the world of that relationship collapses. My INFJ friend, that finality is not cruelty, it's survival. It's choosing your spirit over their chaos. And the ones who once thought they owned your soul? They're left with nothing but the ghost of your silence. Have you ever shocked someone with the finality of your walkaway when they believed you'd never actually leave? 3. The INFJ door slam. No return, no second chances. The infamous door slam. People talk about it like it's some dramatic move, a toxic flex, a petty game, but you and I both know it's not a game. It's survival. The door slam is the last resort of a heart that has bled itself dry. It's not anger, it's not revenge. It's the sacred act of preservation. My soul will not be your punching bag anymore. See, you don't slam doors casually. You try, God, you try to keep them open. You explain, you forgive. You give more rope than most people deserve. You let them stumble, rage, fall apart, and still you stand there with open hands. But when they keep spitting in the face of your love, when they confuse your compassion for weakness, that's when the lock clicks. And once that door closes, there's no return. Not because you're cruel, not because you're cold, but because reopening it would mean betraying yourself. And INFJ, let's be real, you've already betrayed yourself too many damn times in the name of love. In the name of loyalty, in the name of hope. The truth is the door slam is not about them, it's about you. It's the holy line in the sand. The declaration, I will not abandon myself for you again. And it's brutal. People on the other side rarely understand. They call you heartless. They paint you as unforgiving. But they never talk about the years you stayed, the chances you gave. The parts of yourself you sacrificed just to keep that connection alive. The slam is not cruelty, it's mercy. Mercy for yourself. Mercy for the part of your spirit that's been screaming for oxygen while someone else drowned you in their chaos. And yes, sometimes the guilt creeps in afterward. That ache in your chest, whispering, did I do the right thing? Should I have given one more chance? But deep down you know, the slam is final because it has to be. If you let them back in, you're not just forgiving, you're reopening the wound, handing them the knife again. So you don't reopen it. You can't. Because choosing yourself, finally, unapologetically, is the most dangerous, most powerful act of love you'll ever commit. Tell me something. Have you ever felt that sting of guilt after a door slam, even though you knew it was the only way to protect yourself? Share below, your honesty matters. 4. The power of clarity. Why INFJs detach without hesitation. And when your intuition finally clicks into place, when all the red flags connect like constellations, you don't hesitate. You detach, and that detachment is terrifying to people. Because 1 minute you were their safe harbor, their secret keeper, their healer, and the next, you're ice, detached, gone. But that's your power, clarity. When you see the truth, you don't look away, you don't bargain with it, you act on it. And that decisive clarity is what makes you both rare and dangerous. Have you ever detached so quickly that even you were surprised by how cold you could be? 5. The shadow of compassion, when love becomes a weapon. Here's the paradox. Your love is deep, devoted, almost holy. But that very love can cut people open, because you don't love halfway. You pour, you pour, you pour until someone gets addicted to your devotion, and then, when it's gone, it feels like withdrawal, like losing oxygen. Your love is a gift, but it's also a weapon, and not everyone is strong enough to handle it. INFJ friend, have you ever felt someone depend on your love more than their own strength? Share below. 6. The mirror effect. Why narcissists are drawn to you. Narcissists love INFJs. Hell, they crave you. Why? Because you're a mirror, the kind most people run from, but they can't resist. You don't just see the surface, you pierce the mask. You see the trembling child under the swagger, the terror under the control, the bone-deep loneliness hiding beneath the arrogance. Where others get fooled by the performance, you spot the fracture lines. And in a twisted way, that makes you intoxicating to them. Because for a moment, they feel seen. For a second, your gaze tells them, I know you, I see you. Even the parts you don't want anyone else to touch. And that feeling, it's like oxygen to a starving soul. But here's the danger. While you're seeing their wounds, they're feeding on your empathy. They don't want healing, they want fuel. They drink your light like it's wine. They soak up your compassion, your patience, your forgiveness, until you're left dizzy, drained, and questioning your own worth. And then, when your light dims, they turn cold, they rage, they discard. Because they were never there for you, they were there for the reflection. That's the trap of being an INFJ mirror. Your gift of vision is sacred, but it can become a weapon in the wrong hands. Being able to see someone's pain does not mean you are required to heal it. Say that again, slowly. Being able to see does not mean you are responsible for saving. Because here's the brutal truth, my INFJ friend, some people don't want to be healed, they want to be fed. And you can starve yourself to death trying to nourish someone who only devours. The real power? Choosing when not to reflect. Choosing when to step back, let their mask crumble on its own, and save your light for the ones who know how to honor it. 7. The intensity factor, why deep connections cut deepest. You don't do surface level? When you let someone in, it's all the way. Mind, body, soul, spirit, no masks, no filters. The intensity is intoxicating to some, terrifying to others. But it's always unforgettable. And when that bond breaks, the wound isn't just skin deep. It cuts straight to the marrow. That's why betrayal devastates you more than others, because you gave them the deepest seat in your soul. 8. Embracing INFJ strength, intuition, depth, and self-protection. Here's the damn truth. Your depth is not a curse. Your intuition is not paranoia. Your boundaries are not cruelty. They are your protection. They are your power. They are the reason you survive in a shallow world. You are not dangerous because you hurt people. You are dangerous because you can't be fooled, controlled, or broken. That's the real secret. And it's time you own it. INFJ, you are not fragile. You are fire wrapped in velvet. You are danger disguised as softness. And the next time someone calls you too much, remember, they just don't have the lungs to breathe where you swim. If this spoke to your bones, do 3 things. 1. Drop 1 word in the comments that captures your INFJ fire tonight. 2. Share this with another deep soul who needs this reminder. 3. Subscribe, because we're going to keep having these raw, warrior-to-warrior conversations. You are rare. You are layered, you are INFJ, and your silence? It's the loudest weapon in the world.